talks with voters shaping the future of the district. DC's Board of Elections is already tabulating the results of today's primaries and special election. So we've learned more than 68,000 people cast their votes before the day even started. The polls close in about 2 hours from now at 8 o'clock, and we'll be with you every step of the way until the count is final. That could be weeks, by the way. We should point that out. It's going to be a long haul. Thank you for being here with us for the News at 6. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
And I'm Larry Miller. The future of leadership in D.C. is on the ballot tonight. With ranked choice voting now in place, we've been helping you prepare for weeks now. There are 7 Democratic candidates running to succeed D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser. Recent polls show Council Member Janice Lewis-George and former Council Member Kenny McDuffie leading the race. Voters are also choosing D.C.'s non-voting delegate in Congress. D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton has held that position since 1990. The 2 candidates are Ward 2 Council Member Brooke Pinto and at-large Council Member Robert White, who are leading in that race. Meantime, 5 council seats and the office of the Attorney General also on the ballot as well.
Yeah, we have team coverage, of course, as our team is tracking the top candidates and also speaking with voters about the issues that matter most. We will start with our Rafael Sanchez-Cruz, who's been with Janice Lewis-George as she made her final campaign stops today. He joins us live tonight from the historic Howard Theater in D.C.'s Shaw neighborhood, where she's going to be gathering with her supporters in just a few hours. Rafael.
Yeah, that's right, Lorenzo. And you can actually just see this, all the volunteers that are outside here in Reaney, one of the other mayoral candidates just showing up. Look, we've had surprise visits from the candidates here on U Street all afternoon. Janice Lewis-George was here about 2.5 hours ago. We're not far from Howard Theater, where she's hosting her viewing party today. But let's talk about the last 5 days that have been very difficult for her campaign. Look, just 5 days ago, we heard President Donald Trump in the Oval Office threatening to take over the district if Janice Lewis-George, a Democratic socialist, wins the election. We've seen Lewis-George's opponents take aim at her, calling her too extreme and too radical for D.C. And it's something we even talked about with her as she announced her candidacy 7 months ago. So I asked her today if she thinks being a Democratic socialist has turned off some D.C. voters who are concerned that we will see more federal interference from Capitol Hill and the White House. This is what she had to say.
I'm going to be a mayor for everyone. And to me, that means in every real way, making our government work for you, no matter what neighborhood you live in this city, right? Delivering basic government service is important, right? We need a 911 that works. We have to have a 311 that actually works and actually fixes the issues. We have issues around traffic safety, around public safety. We know that we can address these issues with the urgency that is necessary. And I always say this city is resource rich, it's coordination poor. And I'm excited to be a real coordinator of the value that we bring to this city.
Yeah, Lorenzo, Larry Lewis-George also told me that she doesn't see anything radical or extreme about providing services, government services, to all D.C. residents. Look, we had a really good conversation ahead of her viewing party. We talked about what this campaign means and how she will really reach out to voters who did not support her during this consequential election. We'll have much more of that during our streaming coverage, so we invite you to follow through with us all night as we continue this conversation. Again, a huge game changer, changing the entire landscape of politics here in the district. Back to you guys.
There's a lot to talk about tonight at 8 o'clock when the polls close. Rafael, thank you.
Meanwhile, Kenny McDuffie and his team have been crisscrossing the district today, talking to voters as they head to the polls. Katie Lusso is at his watch party at the park at 14th in Northwest D.C. with an update on how the day is going.
Well, Kenny McDuffie's day will end here at the park, but his day started at the Turkey Thicket Rec Center, where he was with his wife and his 2 daughters, and he cast his vote. And he joked that at least he has 3 guaranteed votes. Now, he spent the rest of the morning and afternoon stopping by different polling sites, including the Chevy Chase Community Center. Kenny McDuffie's entire push is that he is the guy with the experience to lead D.C. He credits his 13.5 years on the D.C. Council and says he'll prioritize safety and affordability and making sure D.C. is opportunity rich. He also says ensuring local autonomy isn't infringed on will be a priority.
I'm going to work with the federal government where possible to do transformational things like an RFK deal. I want the federal government to expand Union Station. If you look at that plan, all in, it's about $9 billion. That's thousands of jobs for DC residents. Our displaced federal workers, We want to retain that talent right here in Washington, D.C. And we know in order to do that, we need to have a mayor that's focused on growing our economy.
And he told me he is confident that he has got this. He says people have counted him out his entire life, but he is ready to defy odds as he has in the past. In Northwest D.C., I'm Katie Lusso. Back to you.
Katie, thank you so much. Fundraising has been a major factor in this race. Gary Goodweather joins Janice Lewis-George and Kenny McDuffie as the top fundraisers in the primary race for mayor. Here's his message as we wait for the results to roll in.
I very much look forward to serving the city. I look forward to serving people, and I will work hard every single day of my life to serve them and when I am mayor. And I very much look forward to being Washington, D.C.'s next mayor and D.C.'s next mayor for them.
So this is it for those candidates. After months of campaigning, the results are going to come in when the polls close at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, our Matt Gregory joining us live right now. You will be heading off, helping us with our streaming coverage as well tonight on our WSC9 mobile app, as well as our website, WSC9.com. Matt, there cannot be an election without the big board, Matt.
No, you cannot, especially not the new and improved big board over here. What's very interesting is for once we have this sort of like panel off to the side where we can see all the different candidates that are running for mayor in this case, or we can pop over here. We'll look at the council at large. One of the seats that's actually going to be decided tonight as well will be right along here, as well as the attorney general. You can see this race will be going on here. But I want to show you one other thing, because we were just talking, Larry and Lorenzo were, about sort of the turnout. Lorenzo said something in the neighborhood of 68,000 votes were already tabulated before the election day today. Well, we can actually see and bring it up on here just how many that will be compared to. So back in 2022, the last mayor's race, 126,000 votes were cast. So we'll see if we come near that number. I'm wondering what that will mean. It'll play out. But of course, as the polls close, this will start to populate in terms of, elections and votes and where they are going to, especially being DC's first ranked choice voting. So we may have some races decided tonight that we'll see right here first, and others that may take some time, but we'll be with you through the whole thing, kind of breaking down the numbers and looking at what this means for the future of DC. Back to you guys.
More than 126,000 without Mayor Bowser on the ballot, Eleanor Holmes Norton. It'll be interesting to see if more people show up this time around.
Is the energy there? That's the question, right?
Yeah. All right, we'll let you get back to work. Matt, thank you, and stay with WUSA 9 all night. We'll be streaming when the first results come in. Our live election coverage begins tonight at 8 o'clock on our free streaming app, as Larry mentioned. We'll bring you early vote totals, analysis, and reaction. And keep in mind, though, because of ranked choice voting, final results could take days. And count on WUSA 9 to keep you updated every step of the way until each race is called for a win.